steal this idea to teach one of the most boring grammar points in English classes for kids. I had to teach Japanese kids how to compare things, and in Japanese, the grammar, everything is different. It's very difficult for Japanese kids, and I believe for kids in any country. So I thought how to make this very boring, difficult thing very funny, very engaging, very interactive. Then I thought, why not use AI plus some little props to make this like a TV quiz show? And it worked wonderfully. Kids enjoyed a lot, I enjoyed a lot, everyone learned a lot. It was really cool, really exciting, really challenging. Now I'm gonna teach you very quickly how to do it. I made this quiz question list using AI, ChatGPT, and I got all the information I needed from the textbook. I'm gonna read a couple of them so you understand what's written here, since you can't see well on the camera. Which is harder, the rock or the pillow? And the answer is, the rock is harder. And for example, number 5, which is longer, the snake or the pencil? The snake is longer. So what I do is I give the AI all the information I need, all the adjectives with her, and all the items. Then I give to chat the grammar point, the question structure, and the answer, and ask the AI to make me, in this case, I asked the AI to make me 16 questions. You can ask the AI to make more questions. The more information you give, easier to make more questions with answers. Then you will need, if you don't have, you can find online anywhere these bells. They are colorful, and then each one makes a different sound. And I'm gonna push you just so you can see. Fun, isn't it? Kids love it. They go crazy. Okay, so what you do is you split kids in pairs or individually or groups, and then for them you give, for example, if a group, give one bell. If it's one student, one bell. If it's a pair, one bell. Okay. Let's say we are playing for 2 groups, Group A, Group B, 3 students, 3 students. So ask them to choose. Use English all the time. You can ask them which color do you want, and then they let me try. Okay, try it, and then they choose the sun. I want this one. I want the purple one. I want the blue one. And why do you want the purple one? Because it's the sound is fun, and etc. So you can get some conversation before you start the game. Once you gave them the bells, it's nice if they have a table with space enough to place the bells and the groups behind it, the teams. And then you will have the questions right here on the clipboard, and you're gonna ask the first question. So tell them, after you make the first question, better say that twice. And if you have a bell, I have a bell somewhere. Those are counter bells, the metal one. Once you make the question twice, you read it twice, when you ring the bell, they can push their bells. Okay? Like this. I have a bell right here. Hold on, guys. I got the bell right here. This bell. It's also very cheap. It's like $1. And then that's how I do it. I read the first question, ask them to put their hands up like this, and I say, which is harder, the rock or the pillow? Which is harder, the rock or the pillow? And then they can hit their bells. Let's say the green team could hit it faster. So the team here has to answer, okay? Has the right to answer. And then let's say they say the rock is harder. And then the answer, yeah, the rock is harder, so 1 point. And the points, you can do whatever that you want. You can write on the board, have those tall finger counters. You can have magnets or toy coins, anything that counts points for them, okay? Second round, change the players, if there are more players. Second round. And then, again, the next question. Which is softer, the blanket or the table? Which is softer, the blanket or the table? Let's say now the orange group hit faster here. Okay, you guys can answer. But then the orange team answers like this. I'm going to say again the question. Which is softer, the blanket or the table? Let's say the orange team said the table is softer. That is wrong, okay? This is obvious, but some questions are a little bit tricky. You may think that's the A thing, but actually that's the B. And some questions, that's just a matter of a point of view. Well, in this case, the blanket is the answer, but the player here says the table is softer. In that case, made a mistake, so you can pass the chance to answer to this team here. And then if the team here answers correctly, gets a point. If this team also makes a mistake, which is, there are just two options, so they will get it right. But in case they say the wrong answer again, because they're not paying attention, you pass again the right answer to this team here, and if they answer correctly, they get a point. So what you can do too is split the group of students. Let's say you have 10 students. You can split in 3 groups. Team A, Team B, or in this case, orange team, green team, and then the third team is the question team. So this student here, the students here, they take turns asking the questions. It's nice because you ask the AI to make with answers already. So you just support them. You don't need to keep taking care of each step of the game, which is very practical for you. And also, kids will be practicing listening, reading, speaking. That's just amazing. And it's very exciting, challenging because everyone wants to hit the bell to make this funny sound and get points too. And I don't need to say, obviously you notice, but it's gonna grab their attention in a whole new level. I asked the AI to make me 2 lists. The list number 1, which I showed you now, explained again, and the list number 2, which is a little bit more difficult. They gotta think a little more to answer those questions. And I'm gonna read a couple of this to understand, okay? Which is harder, the table or the wall? So the answer I got here is the wall is harder. But that's a nice thing about this game in this scenario. The answer is wall, but let's say the wall is made of concrete and the table is made of normal wood, timber. But how about if the table is made of marble and the wall is made of just plywood? So the table would be harder, correct? For upper levels, more advanced students, you can turn this into a quiz game with a discussion and tell them once a team answers it, the other team can, through communicating in English, can discuss presenting why that is not the right answer. In this case, this team here says wall, the wall is hard, but then this team can come up with this and a point like mine now. How about if the table is made of marble and the wall is made of plywood or paper or bamboo, and then they have to discuss. In that case, it's nice because you can give them points, or okay, you were more convincing, 2 points here, 1 point here. Oh, you said, but we didn't understand the point. Okay, give 1 point because you try hard, and then 2 points here because it makes more sense, this one. Okay, or ask the students to vote in case you don't want to get involved in judging them. You can ask all the students to vote for it, okay? And if you're going to go for the discussion, make sure that you teach them some phrase or keywords they can use to discuss about these answers in advance. So students will be on fire, engagement will boost, interaction will go through the roof, and the fun will be present at the very beginning of the game until the end of it. And obviously, your students will ask you to play it again next time. And this is a great idea to use not just with this topic, comparing things, but you can use for any topic that has a question and answer. For example, if you're using for animals, what is the biggest animal? What is the slowest animal? Or how many wheels does a car have? What is the color of a cherry? Imagination is the limit. And I made a very special game that helps kids to compare things. And we're going to talk about it next time. It's a great game, very engaging too. But see you next time, guys. Gamify, engage, and transform.